My battery is so low right now. I charged it. I don't understand why it's so low, these damn batteries. Hey everybody, so this is the end of week 2 here in the UK and it's been awesome. I've had a great week. Again, I am recording this on Thursday, so I still haven't had my Friday class or anything, but I'm giving you guys a rundown of what has happened in the past week. I did have some people ask me via email if the website was still shipping orders out while I'm here, which is a great question. It is. I have office people there almost every day, shipping out orders, trying to get them out and doing customer service emails for me. I am doing a little bit of the customer service emails over here, but with the time difference, it can be a little bit crazy, and I've been getting really lax with emails and texting and just everything just because I have to use Wi-Fi for it because my international plan doesn't have a lot of data. So I just kind of forget that, you know, people need to ask me things. So where did we leave off? So Friday, let's think. Did I finish my foundation already? The days are kind of all jumbling together when you do kind of the same thing. So I don't quite remember if it was finished Thursday or Friday of last week. I don't remember. But I know I had my fitting with Nikki on Monday. So Friday, class, worked. Afterwards, I went into London with Mitchie, my classmate. And then I stayed in an Airbnb for the weekend for Pride. And I've only ever stayed in an Airbnb with like a host one other time, and it was kind of interesting. This time was fine. The guy was really cool. He was also gay. He was great. I stayed in Vauxhall, and that's where the London Eagle is. I didn't get a chance to check that out. Not that I've ever been to the Eagle in New York or anywhere else. Friday night, I got into London around 6:30 or so. I was in Vauxhall at his apartment by 7. And then I kind of hung around a little bit, and Alexis and Acid Betty were in town, and they went to see Lady Day with Audra McDonald, and I was so jealous because I've been wanting to see it. I'm hoping I will get to see that this weekend. I'm really, 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 really hoping I will. So they went to see that, and then afterwards I met up with them in Soho, and then we took a cab to go see Charlie Hides perform at a bar, I believe called Two Brewers. I think that's what it was called. I never met Charlie before, I never seen her in person, and she's a delight. She's lovely, lovely. Her singing voice is incredible. She live sings everything. She saw Alexis come up front, and then she asked Alexis who she was with, and she said Betty and Bobby Pins. And so she shouted out both of us, which I thought was very, very sweet of her to do. So then Charlie took us backstage, so we got to meet her and her husband. We took a really cute picture of me, Betty, Alexis, and Charlie backstage. And then Charlie left and went home, and the three of us stayed at the bar and had drinks. It was a really cool place because it was like 3 different rooms, and there was an upstairs. And the upstairs is kind of where the bathrooms were. So we were there, and then we left, I think we left late, like 2 or something, because I think I got home around 3 back to Vauxhall, and I think, did I take the tube? No, I took a cab. I took a cab on Friday, and the cab driver was really, really nice. And Pride was Saturday all day, like the parade and everything. I knew that all the New York girls weren't going to be performing until like 6 p.m. or so, so I was like, I have time to go see a matinee. So I really wanted to see Lady Day, but by the time I got to the TKTS booth, I missed out on that one. There just weren't any tickets left. So I went with Annie. And a couple of my friends on Facebook were like, why are you seeing Annie? So I love Annie, okay? It was my favorite movie when I was a kid. I loved her. Annie was my dream role. I wanted to be her in my life. Like, I sang The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow all the freaking time. You're Never Fully Dressed Without a Smile was my audition song when I was little. I've seen it professionally done like in summer stock, but I'd never seen like a Broadway or West End or a tour of it ever. So going to see it on the West End, it was awesome. Like, there were a couple points where like I was tearing up, and I don't know why, because Annie's not really that emotional of a show, but that damn dog came out. I just kind of started to well up in my eyes, and I'm like, it's a dog. It's a dog. You're fine. The damn dog made me cry. So the little girl who I saw play Annie was great. Her wig actually got stuck on someone during the I'm Gonna Like It Here number. It got stuck on this guy's button on his coat, and I obviously saw it happen. It took them a minute to get it unstuck, so you kind of were like, what is going on? And Miranda was Miss Hannigan, and I'd never heard of Miranda, but several of my friends back home had, and they saw her show on BBC and they loved it. So I looked it up, not available for streaming anywhere online, so I'm gonna have to hold off on watching that. But I thought she was pretty good. Her wig was awesome. It had gray roots, like a gray root, like this much root, and then it was like red and curly, and I had like a little sassy wave in the front. I loved it. Everyone was really high energy. The only thing about it was I didn't really care for the set. The set looked a lot like the set from Matilda, with like the, you know, Scrabble squares, except for instead of Scrabble squares, they were puzzle pieces. And I don't exactly understand what puzzle pieces have to do with Annie, but that's why I design wigs and not sets, because I don't get it. Then I left Annie and I walked over to Trafalgar Square. Is that how you say it? Trafalgar Square, and that's where they were performing. And they were supposed to perform at like 6:20 or so. They didn't go on until closer to 7, but they did like a 20-minute set and they were all amazing. The dancers, the queens, everybody just did such an amazing job. And it was really, really cool to be in a different place experiencing Pride, but with people that you know and love. Like, it was really, really cool. Especially as someone that does not go to Pride in New York, because New York gets crazy in Pride. I really loved the way Pride in London was set up. It was kind of dispersed. You didn't feel like there were so many people around that it was nuts and crazy. I feel like traffic was diverted, but was diverted in a nice way. I was very, very impressed. After they performed, we went to their next venue. They are performing and doing a meet and greet and interviews and stuff at the Hospital Club. One of the Airbnbs the girls were staying in was this amazing like 5-floor townhouse in Chelsea that was completely gut renovated and completely brand new and redone. And we just kind of like had a girls' night in, and we just hung out and like drank and talked and stuff. And I left there probably around 4 a.m. Like, just, and everyone was like, why are you leaving already? Why are you leaving? And I'm like, it's 4 a.m. guys, like, get going, come on, go to bed. So I couldn't find a cab because I was all the way deep in Chelsea. So I started to walk to the train, which was about a mile away. And I figured that I could connect to some Wi-Fi and try to get a car again. And I made it about a third of the way there. And then I got a car to come and pick me up and take me home to Vauxhall. And then I got home after 5 a.m. The sun was coming up. Like, the sun was coming up and I got home, and I'm totally not that person. And I wasn't even really that drunk or anything. I just kind of like was hanging out with friends, and I had a coffee after they performed at like 8 or 9. So I was like, yay, hyper and awake. Telling me my battery is like dead, but I'm still recording, so I don't understand what that's about at all. Kind of just like slept in on Sunday, woke up, kind of hung out with my Airbnb host and his roommate, and then took a nap, and then I met with Samuel James, who is Samuel James Wigs on Instagram, and we've been talking for over 3 years. He's been amazing and super supportive and super sweet, and he's so talented at wig making, and he's just the nicest guy. And so I got to meet him for dinner. We went to a place called Cucina's. I have the receipt somewhere. I'll put it here, and it was terrible. Like, the food was great, the drinks were great, but the service was terrible. We kept asking for waters. They weren't bringing us waters. We had to like flag down a waiter to get another round of drinks and to get our bill. And it just was not great, but the company was great. I worked at Matilda in New York. He did Matilda in the West End. So we got to talk about like our Matilda experiences. And they were actually very similar considering the different continents and different companies and everything. Kind of similarly run there in the UK. Just got to talk about wig making and wig dressing and the designers we've worked for and what we want to ultimately do with our careers. And we were there for I think 3 or 4 hours or so. And it was great to meet him and great energy. And I'm hopefully going to see him when he's out of town this weekend when I'm in London. So hopefully I'll see him later before I head back stateside. So that was Sunday, and then Monday, Nikki came in for her fitting at school, and earlier in the day, because she wasn't coming until the afternoon, I didn't have anything to do, so Barbie taught me how to lay another type of foundation. So it was my third type of foundation that I laid, and I did a galloon edge on it, which is basically like a ribbon that you use to finish off the edge of wigs, and it's really old school style wig making with the galloon. And she had this new galloon that was like, it felt almost like monofilament lace. It was like a plastic nylon type. and I whipped all that together, and it was really hard to like whip through that with the ventilating hook, and it actually dulled my hook. I don't know if I was just going in too aggressively or what. I went back and tried to whip my seams together in the next section of the wig, and I couldn't grab the thread with the edge of my ventilating hook because it had dulled it down so much it wasn't grabbing the threads. So she had to give me a new needle, which I felt bad because I'd been in class a week and I already like broke a needle. And then Nikki came in the afternoon and I did her fitting with the cap that I had made earlier, that I had finished on Friday. And I did her fitting and it fit beautifully back here and it fit great up here, but the front was just a little baggy in the center. I went ahead and removed the front of Nikki's foundation and I re-draped a new front on it, and I learned from my mistakes, and Barbie came over and looked at what I had previously done, and we figured out that I just didn't lay it tight enough. Oh yeah, this one has a little more battery. I'm playing like swap out the batteries right now because none of mine are fully charged. Yay. And then I started ventilating on the nape, and my first day I had only about a half an hour of ventilating and I did this much. Wednesday I started ventilating when I first got in first thing in the morning, and I did about 6 hours, I believe, and I got the entire nape done, and it looked like this. And I did the middle part pretty dense because I wasn't quite sure what kind of pattern I wanted to do density-wise, and considering I'd never ventilated a full lace wig before, I wanted to kind of see what was going to happen. So the middle was very, very thick, and then I kind of established a pattern once I got to either side. And that was Wednesday. And then today, Thursday, 5.5 hours, because I got my eyebrows done at the mall today during lunch break, and I also went shopping and I left my bag of clothes at the mall. So I had to run back to the mall and get my clothes and then come back and then eat lunch that I had heated up in the microwave, and today was a mess, girl. I ventilated all the fine lace on this side of the wig, and then the other side I got about half done on the side nape as well. So tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow I will definitely finish the other side of the back lace, and then I will start working on the center back portion of the wig, and that should go pretty quickly because you're not ventilating as tightly together when you're in this part of it as you are around the edges. I'm gonna go to London after class, and I'm probably not gonna get a chance to see a show Friday night. I would love to, but I do know from getting into London last time that, you know, you get in around 6:30, and then if the show's at 7:30, you don't really have time to go and check in to an Airbnb and then come back. And so I might not get a chance to see a show on Friday night, which kind of sucks, but I'll get to go out and do something, I guess. And this time I'm staying in, I don't quite remember the name of the neighborhood that I'm in. I will put it here once I edit the video because I will look it up. That's where I'm staying. Saturday, I'm hopefully gonna go meet some wig people from Instagram on Saturday, and I'm hopefully gonna see at least one show, hopefully two. I hope. Sunday is the Harry Potter studio tour, and then I will come back to Eastbourne and Sunday night on the train and, you know, spend the night in my own bed for once, and then Monday start class all over again for week 3. Okay, so my battery that was dead, that I just plugged in not even 15 minutes ago, is now at 100%. This week has been very calm, very, very calm week. I'm now, after tomorrow, I'll be halfway done with my wig program here in Eastbourne, and it's gone so fast. Like, I feel like I just got here. I mean, it's been 2 weeks, so I did basically just get here. But it's going very fast, and I'm very, very happy with everything I'm learning, and I can't wait to finish this damn wig. Like, I'm already now 11 or 12 hours into ventilating it, and it's just the bottom and the sides. And this side isn't even done yet, so she's gonna take a lot. I do ventilate very quickly, but it's, you know, it's my first one, and So I'm not expecting anything crazy. I'm guesstimating that by Tuesday or Wednesday of week 4, she'll be done and ready for a fitting. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I will get this wig done before I leave. I am determined. I might have to bring her home and work on her here or something just because I'm destined to get her done because I want to finish it and I want to learn a couple other things in my head that I've been thinking about before I head back to New York. So there's that. I guess that's really it. So yay. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in to my European excursion adventure. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to check out all my fun social media links down in the box: Facebook, Instagram, email address, my website, bobbypins.com. Everything's down there in the box, easily found. So please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys very soon for another fun video. And remember, hashtag, it's called a wig.